one night in the 17th century Jamaica Inn, where Daphne du Maurier wrote the novel Jamaica Inn. She was inspired when she stayed here for 3 nights.
Away from the sugar-coated nostalgia of the 19th century ballads to reacquaint the reader with the trade's darker and bloodier side. Daphne du Maurier's eerie period piece, Jamaica Inn, tells the story of a gang of murderous wreckers who run unwary ships aground before killing their crews and spiriting their cargoes away across Bodmin Moor. Her talent for suspense and her ability to conjure up the most atmospheric of locations came together perfectly in the novel that many consider to be her masterpiece. Sometimes the wind shouted and cried, and the cry echoed in the crevices and moaned and was lost again. There was a silence on the tors that belonged to another age, an age that has passed and vanished as though it had never been, an age when man did not exist, but pagan footsteps trod upon the hills, and there was a stillness in the air, and a stranger, older peace that was not the peace of God.
She absolutely adored the freedom down here, having lived in.
There'd be some nights sometimes when you hear wheels on the road, he said, and those wheels would not pass, but they would stop outside Jamaica Inn, and you'll hear footsteps in the yard and voices beneath your window. When this happens, you'll stay in your bed, cover your head with the blankets. First of all, I'm going to scan the room. See if I see any shadows. If I hear any sounds. If I smell any smells, such as flowers, perfume, tobacco. See anything in the mirror? If anyone in this room, please come forward. If there is anyone in this room, please come forward. Maybe you set off the K2, or the cat ball on the bed, or the REM pod, to show that you're here. Maybe there's some smugglers that used to visit this building, this 17th century building. She wrote, "The cold walls of Jamaican Inn smelt of guilt and deceit. Its dark secrets made the very name a byword for terror among honest Cornish folk." If there's anyone in this room, can you make this automatic writing work? Can you do the initials of your name, or do a pattern? As she looked out of the window, the noise came from the end of the yard, a curious groaning sound like an animal in pain. It was too dark to see clearly, but she could make out a dark shape swinging gently to and fro. For one nightmare for a moment, imagination on fire, she thought it was a man hanging, and then she realised that it was only the signboard of the inn. If there is anyone in this room, could you please come forward? Could you light up the K2? Could you light up the cat ball? Could you light up the dog? If you come and touch the dog, it will start flashing. If you come and touch the cat ball, it will start flashing. If you go near to the K2, all the lights will come on. Maybe you'd like to do some automatic writing. If you move this, you can write your initials, or you can make a picture or a pattern. Over here on the windowsill, we've got some objects that are in the middle of a circle, so I know if you've moved them. If they come out of the circle, I know that you've moved them. Can you communicate with me, please? I come in greatest respect. At the inn, many years ago, a stranger stood at the bar enjoying a tankard of ale. Upon being summoned outside, he left the half-finished ale and stepped out into the night. That was the last time he was seen alive. The next morning, his corpse was found on the Beak Moor. Previous landlords, upon hearing footsteps draping along the passage to the bar, believe it is the dead man's spirit returning to finish his drink. What do you say about that?
That's what I've done earlier on.
I think the price of beer these days, I think I would return to finish my beer off.
Yeah.
So it's 2 in the morning and the dog keeps flashing. It's thunder and lightning outside. Can you flash again for me? Can someone touch the dog for me again? Thank you. You like the dog? You keep touching it to make it flash. It's horrible weather outside. It's pouring with rain. And there's thunder and lightning. It's 3 in the morning. Is anyone there? Can you please move the automatic writer to the yes if you are here? Thank you. Can you move it to the other side of the board for me? Can you move towards the no for me? Thank you. Would you like to do a circle? Can you do a circle with it? Can you move it round and round for me? As if you're dancing? I can feel that you're trying to move it. Can you move it a little bit more? Can you do it in circles? someone who used to live in this building. Did you used to work here as well? Did you used to work here? Thank you. Were you anything to do with the 17th century? Are you more modern? Are you a modern person? Did you used to live here as well as work here? Were you the person that made the dog flash to wake me up at 3:15 in the morning? You not like me using the camera? It's so windy out there. The breeze is blowing the curtain. I can feel it vibrating. I don't know if you can hear the wind out there, but it's really stormy at the moment. I'll go to bed in a minute if I don't get any more responses. Can you tap on the door if you are still here? If you're still speaking to me, can you tap and make a bang? Can you make this glass move? Take the energy from the torch. Can you go to yes if you are still with me? Thank you. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Take the energy from the torch. Hope you enjoy talking to me. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Maybe you'll give me a sign tomorrow that you're still around. Thank you. Still wondering because I've got such a sore throat at the moment. Just wondering if that's how you died. Is it anything to do with a sore throat? Diphtheria or an infection? Okay. Coming along to you. Hello, Frank. Have you enjoyed yourself?
Beautiful. A lovely week. Here, there, and everywhere.
No escaping over these walls, especially if you haven't paid your hotel bill. This is the area where how many prisoners were hanged? Was it 55?
55 to 60 years.
And was it William? Was it Longhorn? Had 25,000 people come to see him. And
In the town, yeah.
well, it's the brothers, wasn't it? Prison is very quiet tonight. Bathroom. Can you make the green light go to red to show us that you're here? Is someone hanged here? Bodmin jail? Can you make a noise that we can hear? Can you make a knock? This is all the artefacts from the Bodmin jail. Yeah. And that one. The one up there. This is what the prisoners said. You're now condemned to be hanged. This is a condemned cell. These are the death marks of some of the prisoners. There's a governor here. Can he come and say hello to us? The governor of the prison. Are you happy that Frank's sitting in your chair? Can you make the K2 go to red? It's on green at the moment. This is your office. Do you want us to be in your office? It is August 2023 and we are in Cornwall on the quay of Lou. We were trying to revisit when we were here 37 years ago.
37 years ago.
When Frank was roughly 33, I was 31 and
Right.
Kate was 18 months. Our challenge is to try and find
That one, but right, that one.
we know it is roughly in this area because we walked from a lane onto the Quay Road. And remember walking down a lane like this one here. Right, walking down. Just continue down here where we knew there was a small courtyard. This is where we enter into the small courtyard. This is the cottage here that we hired, the West North cottage, that we thought was the one that we had rented 37 years ago. But once inside we realised that the internal structure wasn't the one that we'd stayed in, what was quite disappointing. However, when we looked across the courtyard, Chandler's courtyard, we noticed the cottage opposite was named Anchor House, which was the very cottage that we'd stayed in 36 years ago.
Yeah.
So when entering the house, we realised from the inner structure it was definitely the same cottage that we'd stayed in 36 years ago in 1987. The door has been modernised and the windows have been changed. But when we went in, the front room led into the kitchen. The steep staircase led up to the bedroom where Frank, Katie and I stayed. Kate was in a cot. and it led on to a bathroom. Then there was another steep staircase that led up to the attic room where Mum and Derek stayed, and it even had the little wooden door that led into a small part of the attic. It used to creak open at night, what made Mum laugh. So it's brilliant that we found the actual cottage that we've been looking for. That's when I feel quite emotional. On the Saturday that we arrived, not getting run over and having seagulls messing on our heads, it's quite a challenge. We came over to the quay and we noticed lots of people were lining the side of the road, and then we noticed it was quite ironic that the Lions Loo Carnival was taking place on the very same Saturday that it had 36 years ago. You can hear the seagulls, what start at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I think our mission has been accomplished. Signing out from Leslie and Frank from Loo in Cornwall.